All right, before I throw it to Mark, give me a summary of those seals that we talked about quickly.
Okay, and the first seal that he opened, you have the beginning of the riders of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, so to speak. The rider on the white horse goes out to conquer the world, representing the Antichrist. The red horse, number 2, war. The world was eventually plunged into war. And then the black horse, the third seal, famine. And then the fourth seal, the pale horse, that represented death. In other words, the Antichrist is coming, but so is war, death, and famine. Then the fifth seal had to do with the martyrs who had given their lives for the cause of Christ during the time of tribulation. And then the sixth seal was the great earthquake that shook the planet and caused people to literally run and hide in the caves and the rocks. And they're calling on nature, on the rocks, to fall on them, but they're not calling on God. And one of the saddest parts of the book of Revelation is that over and over and over it will say, and they did not repent, and they did not repent. They'd rather die than turn to God. So the question that's left then is there any hope for anybody to come to the Lord during the time of tribulation?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about 144,000 people that God picks out in a moment. But you know, I remember a professor that sat down with me for an entire day, 8 hours, and he showed me these seals, but from a different part of the Bible, and you're familiar with that. Explain what we're talking about.
Well, in Matthew 24, we have the final great discourse or sermon that Jesus gave from the Mount of Olives about 2 days before he died on the cross. And Jesus gave kind of a prophetic outline or a blueprint of the end times. His disciples asked him, when will these things be? What will be the sign of your coming, the end of the age? And Jesus starts out by saying you're going to see false Christs and false messiahs. That's the rider on the white horse. Wars and rumors of wars, that's the rider on the red horse. There's going to be famine. That's the rider on the black horse, and so on. You go through. So Jesus is really giving us, in Matthew 24, kind of the condensed version or a kind of a summary version of these events in the book of Revelation. So we can know then that our interpretation of the events in Revelation chapter 6 and these seal judgments is accurate by going back and seeing if that parallels with what Jesus said back in Matthew 24.
Yeah, and it does perfectly.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.